What's your
Are
name?
we filming now?
Oh, are you
Yes,
filming?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What's your name?
My name is Robert Burris. I was in the class of 51.
Okay.
Well, then I'll say, do you want to do us separately or together?
We'll do it together.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then I married Catherine Flucky Burris, who passed away in 2011. And she was Emily's mother.
Class of 1967. And then I'm Emily Hartman. I'm the class of 1989.
And then Kathy and I had Lydia, who was, what'd you say, 80,
98.
98 I meant,
Mm-hmm.
graduate.
So there's a bunch of us.
There's a much.
Okay, she's asking questions.
Okay.
No, it's all good. But so, what is a major historical moment in your high school career? First you, then you.
Major historical moment?
Mm-hmm. Like any big moments that pop out.
I'm trying to think. No, nothing of major importance. A lot of memories about different things that took place. And
What are some of those?
Well, I can remember, of course, transportation back then. Most everybody traveled by bicycle to get to school, and of course we were at the central building, which was Central Grade School later, but the downtown had the Jive Kennel, which was really unique for students to hang out, and we played ping pong and danced in there, and they had a bar where you could buy the 6-ounce Cokes, and had a small TV, small screen TV in one room, but that's where all the kids would hang out, and then it was right next to the Crump Theater. And around the corner, of course, was Zaharico, so that was kind of the triangle between the Jive Kennel and the Zaharicos and the school. So transportation, like I said, was with bicycle mostly. And one recollection is that I was leaving the Jive Kennel on bicycle, and there was about 4 or 5 girls on the sidewalk, and of course I wanted to impress them. And I'm riding my bike and looking at them, not realizing the car in front of me stopped all of a sudden. And I ran into the back, I went over my handlebar onto the car, broke the fork of my, it was so embarrassing. Anyway, I got through that.
Memories.
Memories. And then another big thing was at the Jive Kennel. I was a senior being initiated into one of the clubs, I think it was Forum. And of course they had things they wanted you to do as pledges in their organization. And so the guys took me into the boys' restroom, and the girls took one of the girls that was being initiated into a club into the girls' restroom. And they took our jeans and they switched them and they threw them in our room and left us. Fortunately, the girl was about the same size as me, so I was able to get her jeans on, and she got mine on. And to this day, I can't remember how we switched back to get our own jeans back, but that's could be another story. So that was fun.
Yeah.
And then part of the initiation also, we went out to youth camp, and they made me eat a bulb of garlic, which the next day when I was selling shoes at Shift Shoe Store, the boss says, "You're going to the basement and work on inventory. You're not going to be on the floor." It was just reeked of garlic. That
The
was
initiations have
initiation.
changed, probably.
Right. And of course, I remember the junior prom. I went with a gal by the name of Helen Reeves. I remember that. And there's a picture of us in the yearbook, I think. And then my senior year, I went with Edith Sweeney, and I remember giving her an orchid wrist corsage. I don't even if they do this anymore for the proms, but anyway, that was a memorable evening. And then, of course, the after prom party was at Donner Park, and the senior year, my mom and dad were part of the chaperone group. But anyway, that was really nice that you had a place to go and had games and activities. One of the two proms, I don't remember which one, but the 4 freshmen were the entertainment for the group. So those were just some of the memories of course, my freshman year, I was on the freshman football team, but they kept about everybody that went out. And I think I got on the field once to help bring a injured player off the field. So that was my athletic experience.
That's important, too.
Yes. So those are some of my memories of Columbus High School.
How big was your class?
Oh, my. You know, I don't remember. It wasn't anything like it is today. If you combine East and North, what, 170 some maybe?
Well, that's a decent size. Yeah, yours was probably that because mine was like 469. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it was great.
Smaller.
Yeah, it was. I had 4 years of art in high school, so I was involved with helping make the prom decorations and the paper mache large objects and what else? Memory's not like it used to be.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I was in the drama club because I helped paint the sets and all that, but we were in a few plays, and Forum, which was a debate club, and early in high school I was in Pioneering League, which was a history-based club. So I had a wonderful high school experience.
That's great.
So what are some major moments that pop out for you for high school?
Oh, there's a lot of them. I know something significant that happened was the space shuttle, the Challenger, when it had exploded. That was a big thing. We had a TV where senior circle used to be, and so I do remember that happening, being at school, and that was a pretty big thing that affected all of us.
What was it like?
It was. I think everybody was in disbelief when we were told over the intercom what had happened. So the TVs were set up, so as people were going through classes, and we all just kind of congregated and watched the news, and all of our teachers and, of course, our principal, everyone was really supportive, but it was surreal. It really was surreal. I don't think anybody really understood the magnitude, so... but I do remember it was kind of a slow motion day where everybody just kind of meandered and just kind of got through it. And but I do remember that happening. We had a lot of great times. And I do remember our senior prank, which I don't really know what happens now, but when there was a giant chicken on top of Lemley's cafeteria, and we placed it on top of the school building. So I'd say that was probably one of the most epic of the class of 1989. So we had a giant chicken on top of the building, so it was fantastic. So, but lots of good memories. I was on the swim team, and I was a pep stepper. I don't believe you guys have those anymore, but I'm not sure. And on the yearbook in the triangle. So a lot of good memories made, and I still have a lot of really close high school friends. So.
That's good. Okay, so what was the school atmosphere like when you went here? Went to high school?
You mean, it was a different time. Not like today. Everything was just friendly, not much in the way of troublemakers. Everybody got along, seems to me. I mean, there were exceptions, but there weren't many automobiles available. Like I said, it was pretty much bicycle traffic, and just good times.
What was it like walking down the halls?
Well, in that particular building, when you started school year, the floors were warped. It was like just over the summer, something would happen, and so took several months, all the traffic to get it to level out again, but that was always, everybody commented about how uneven the floor was. And of course, the gym was on Pearl Street there, very small. And we would go to Shelbyville for the sectional and regional, because Columbus wasn't big enough to handle that.
Oh, that's interesting.
But sports were always very big. In fact, seating was limited, and there was a kind of a family tradition. If you had a season ticket, you were perpetuated, or they would have a drawing for seats. But as a student, you could get in all right.
Did you feel like you knew everyone in your class?
Pardon?
Did you feel like you knew everyone in your class, if were you close?
Well, it was like at all times, class or the school was too big to know everybody, but you had your circle of friends, and I'm sure there were cliques like there are today, but pretty large group of friends, and enjoyed. It was fun being able to hang out like at the Jive Kennel. I wish they had something like that today, but of course, it's just another generation.
Right, that's right. That's true.
How about you? What was like the atmosphere like at the school?
I only have great memories of the entire atmosphere of the school, whether that be freshmen all the way to seniors. And if you've ever seen the movie The Breakfast Club, that is exactly what it was like. You had your different, your jocks, and then, we did have your typical 80s cliques when you watch those movies. That is what that was like. But we were all pretty blended. It wasn't, this group only hung out with this group only hung out with this group. So that's one of the things I remember that was really cool about that. So you could have, the athletes, and then you could have the people that were in the band, or you could have, and we just meshed together. So it was good. Good memories of the clothes, and yeah, the 80s were the best.
What did you enjoy the most about your high school career?
Well, of course, like I said, I had 4 years of art, so I thoroughly enjoyed that, and went on to college to get a design degree, so that was a big part of high school.
What were the art classes like?
Well, we had ceramics, and then we had, drawing and painting, and I do watercolors to this day. Plein air, which is on-site painting, and probably the first watercolor plein air that I ever did was in Carl McCann was our teacher, and we painted down on in front of the old city hall, looking at the Rio Theater, which is no longer there, and the Anderson Dress Shop, which is no longer there, and the Hook's Drug Store, which is now the Cummins Conference Center, which was Irwin Bank. So that was the view of the painting I did, and I had it copied.
And you did that in high school?
I did that in high school, and so there's a print of it in the Bartholomew Museum. But art was a big part of my high school and college career.
Was it interesting seeing how Columbus has changed throughout the years?
I have seen numerous changes, and pretty much all for the better, I would say.
How about you? What did you enjoy the most about high school?
I guess just the connections that I made and the friends that I made, and to see what happened, where we went after high school, and that a lot of us still keep in touch, or if we haven't seen each other, we can regroup, pick up right where we left off, and share stories. So definitely the connections, and going to the games, and just doing things outside of school and at school. So just a lot of good memories and a lot of good friendships. So
We want to keep it to like 15 minutes. So,
Oh.
do you guys just have any miscellaneous thoughts on your high school experience that you would like to share that maybe we didn't directly elicit?
anything for you?
No,
No,
not really.
I think it's a really cool thing that you know, that this is being done.
Right.
And to see it over the years and how it's changed for you. It's changed for my mom, for myself, and for my kids who were in this building.
Right.
So I think that's been fantastic to see how North is still North, or Columbus High School is still Columbus High School, but it looks
Bulldogs
different,
are
but it's still the
still
same, and
Yeah.
we're all Bulldogs. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So thanks,
Well,
you
I
guys.
was
I'm
3
glad
years
you're
old
doing
when we
this.
moved to Columbus, so I consider myself a native.
Yes, you are. You are.
Thank you.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
thanks, guys.